everyone. So I am Holly, and I have been with Scentsy for it'll be 14 years on Monday. And one thing I finally started my business after 2 moves is doing VIP mail. And I found I absolutely love doing VIP mail because come to find out my love language is gift giving. So, oh, and I should say too, I live in Western Washington, so I don't have to deal with the heat that some of y'all do. So VIP mail, I love it. And over the years, it's evolved. Like it'll still pop up in my memories how I used to do it. When I started doing this in September of 17, and it's changed over the years. And I think I finally have it nailed down to how I like to do it. So I send out, I'm actually in the process of working on VIP mail right now. So I try to send it out by the 25th of every month. So that way customers have it by the 1st. And in doing this, I found that normally on the 1st, I always have at least a $500 order that goes in on the 1st. Well, heck, now you're at leadership numbers and you don't have to worry about it. And I send samples to anyone who has purchased in the last 3 months. So I like Excel, so I will use Excel to track when they last purchased. And then I just do a cut and paste to which month. So when I go to print off my shipping labels for this month, I'm going to print off my labels for everyone who purchased in April, May, and June of this year. And I keep that spreadsheet. So sometimes you'll get someone who hasn't purchased in 2.5 years and all of a sudden they start purchasing again. Well, come to find out, they had a close friend who signed up. They were purchasing from that friend. Then their friend quit, so then they came back to me. So it's always nice to keep that track of history. So what I do for my VIP mail is I send them in a standard business envelope because depending on what I put in there, 9 times out of 10, I can mail these with one stamp. Sometimes if it's, say, a transition month and I'm giving them, the new product sheet, and it bumps it up above an ounce, I'll have to do an additional ounce and do a 2-ounce stamp or just do an additional ounce. So slow down because I know I tend to talk fast. So when I'm doing the mail for this month, if they've purchased in May or June, they're going to get a rack card that says VIP Sample Club. And basically it lets them know that as a member of my club, I'm going to send them a felt sample for 3 months following their last purchase. And I send felt because, it handles better in the mail. And then if the wax melts, then it reabsorbs it. And then I basically tell them, if you want to keep getting samples, contact me. And on the back, it's basically just a thank you. It says, thanks for supporting our business, and it tells us how they can find us more on Facebook. Because sometimes I might be sending these to a new customer who I met at an event, and I want them to give them more ways that they can get to know us. Now, for June mail, people whose last time they purchased in April are going to get a card, and it's almost identical. The only thing is that this one has that we noticed you haven't made an order in a while, and so we want to keep sending you samples. So in order to keep getting samples, you need to place an order. And the back is identical to the first one. So every month you're going to get that card. They're also going to get now it's our monthly edit flyer. And I always order extra of these on the 15th of every month. So what I'll do is I put my business supply order goes in on the 15th of every month. So that way I can get extra order forms, any stickers. It's kind of just my business supplies. And so I will do, actually, it's exactly what Heather's doing. I will take my felt sample, I'll put it in my little bag, and then depending on if I have time or not, depends on if I staple it to the back of the flyer or I just put it in the center of the flyer. So you always get the scent of the month, like a felt sample. And depending on time, again, it totally depends on time. Now that we have the edit, sometimes I'll put the stickers in for the other scents. Just because now you're getting more than one sample. That is what child labor is for, aka my 3 kids. And they're going to be put on sticker duty this afternoon. And then, so you always get those. And then I I custom make it, and I just had to switch to doing it on Canva because they're getting rid of Microsoft Publisher. I make up a flyer because how many times do you have those customers who they say they don't do Facebook, they don't do social media, and so I find a flyer works great to stick in the mail. So I always put at the top of the flyer, I'll put any upcoming events that I'm going to be at. So that way, if people want to shop in person, they can have the locations of where I'm going to be at. And I'll go out as far as I've done contracts. So like right now, I'm doing my July and August events just because that way they know this is where you're going to find me in the next 2 months. I'll always put, hey, these are all the new releases. And basically what the flyer ends up being is anything that Scentsy has announced since the 25th of last month. So if you notice, it's basically all our LTOs. And yes, I know there's licensed products, but I'm not sharing this on social media. It gets folded up, stuck in the flyer, and it'll go out. So with this month, this amount is probably going to take a normal stamp. And then I'll also sometimes put in there, if we have a join special, stick a join flyer in there. When it's transition time, I always stick, what's leaving. And sometimes you'll get more than one paper and they tend to like it. So one way to get people to onto my VIP mail list is when I'm at vendor events. If someone is like they check out, I always write everyone's order is on an order form. It takes a little more, but I'll write their order up. And then my normal thing is, hey, do you have someone you normally get all your Scentsy goodies from? If they say yes, I go, oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you have someone taking care of you. They say no, it's, do you want me to add you to my monthly smell good mail list? Then I can keep you up to date with what's new. 9 times out of 10, they go, sure. I give them the little clipboard, which has the order form on it, and I have all the highlighted. So then they fill everything out. Now I have all their contact information, not just for follow-up, but also for monthly smell good mail is what I call it. Tracker. I'm checking my notes. So yeah, that's kind of how I do. And then like for samples, it's the felt and I dip it. But I found if you're consistent about it, like that, I think is the key, is because people start looking for the purple envelopes. Then now we're getting, and if you think, now it gives you another reason to follow up, because yeah, we can follow up when we hit a new sample, or, oh, hey, there's this new collection, but sometimes you don't know what collection is going to hit which person. And so I like to do during the first, like, I'll break it up each week, I'll go through a different list of who's ordered, and I'll just check in to make sure that their mail got delivered to them. Because sometimes, like it used to be, I could mail it and people would have their mail in 2 and 3 days. And sometimes now I'm finding it's taking them almost a week. So it just gives you one more reason to check with your customers. And yes, it can be a larger portion of your budget for your expenses, but I found that VIP mail customers, they like getting that happy mail. They like getting something fun. And that's why I do purple envelopes, because they look forward to it. It's not a bill. It's like happy mail in their mail, and it always brings a smile to their face. And then too, you get new customers. Sometimes I move towns, and sometimes I'll go to the old post office where my old mail carrier was, and she goes, I miss you living here. Your mail always smelled so good. And then my car smelled good all day long. Well, now she buys Scentsy because she wants to get that happy mail in her car, so that way her car smells good all day long. So it's just, I don't know, I love doing the happy mail because you're building those relationships and you're giving people another reason to reach out, and then it just brings a smile to their face. So yes, what questions can I answer? Like, I don't want to go way off topic here on you, Teresa. Everyone's quiet. So I guess question is, how many people actually do happy mail of some sort already? Does anyone do a happy mail? Yes, we can get templates. I will figure out how to upload things, and I can put pictures of all my rack cards And if I figure it out, I have yet to figure out. So if someone is Canva literate, can you tell me how to give you my flyer so that way you can use it as a template, but someone doesn't change it on me and I can go back in there? Because don't know how to do that. So if someone could help me with that one, I'll be happy to share, like when I make my email template, my newsletter template. Okay, is all the items you send in half a mil in the works. Kim, yes, I think. Well, I create the newsletter and I just pull everything. Like I'll go to the news tab and I just start pulling everything. And basically it's pictures and then prices. So I get all that from the news tab. The monthly edit flyers you can order in the store. I mean, I buy the felt on Amazon. It's just little round felt, but it's flat enough. I don't have to use like a dish, like it's can go with a regular stamp. Jesse, I am not good with email. People use all sorts of crazy email systems. I let Scentsy email. I don't have time for anything else. So since Scentsy does all the emails, I text. I'll do follow-up with my customers through text. And when I'm texting them, that's when, like, I think I'll just read it. My text that I've been sending out, because I do copy and paste for text, and I manually text out all my customers. So I'll copy and paste. Let me see. So my text that I was sending last week before I left was, our June edit is amazing. I'm in love with all the Americana products, and the scent is so good I could eat it. We also have Bring Back My Bar, Toy Story, Friends, Peanuts, Stitch, and Donuts. Coming soon is Moana. Hope you have a sensational day. So when I do my monthly follow-up, I am hitting everything that I'm putting in that newsletter. I better delete that. Poor Doug's not going to want that. And so I basically, in my follow-up, I do hit everything that's in the newsletter. And as things sell out or we announce a new collection, I will change that there. Reading.
And Holly, I can get with you afterwards to help you with the Canva template link. If you haven't done it, then it's kind of like, of course you don't know how, but once you figure out where to go, it's super easy. But there's two options. You can give everyone access to change your work, which you don't want to do. And then there's another option where you can just create a template, which allows people to edit and not change your original work, but then they can put their PWS on there, of course, or their name.
Perfect, because last time I tried to share the Bring Back My Bar one I made, I did it wrong. And then I went back in there to make more copies and I'm like, holy smokes, what happened to this? I did this wrong.
No worries. I think that happens to all of us the first time we learn our lesson, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Tracy, basically I only do those who've ordered in the past 3 months, but during COVID, I wasn't doing vendor events. And so I always ended up with extra flyers and I didn't want, to throw away the flyers. And most of the people who might have been picking orders up, like Porch Drops, already had the flyer. So sometimes I'll do, hey, there's a really good collection, and I'll go back and I'll look on my spreadsheet and go, oh, you ordered 6 months ago. It's been a while. And so I'll send random like bonus happy mail is what I call it. But when I do bonus, I won't send the rack cards. Like I'll just send like the flyer I created, the sample, and sometimes I might just do a quick note of, hope you're doing okay. Haven't heard from you in a while. Let me know if you need anything. But yeah, I love it. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. And Bridget, for text, I do a 113 follow-up system. I know a lot of people have used the Scentsy Connect, but I am a traumatic brain injury survivor. And so I need pen and paper because it's what works best for me. So I still use my binder system, but I tell my new people when they sign up, do Scentsy Connect. It'd be way too hard. I tried to convert this to Scentsy Connect and I got overwhelmed. So I'm like, nope, I'm going to stick with my binder because it works for my brain. So yeah, so they'll do a 1 week, 1 month, and then I follow up at 3 months, 4, 5, 6. Then 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. And after 2 years, I figure 9 times out of 10, they're just too nice to respond. And so I'll stop texting them but they get, I'll keep them in the Scentsy workstation. So sometimes they'll still get the Scentsy newsletter. And sometimes some of those people who might have been just ordered from me once at event, but then had a good friend who sells, so they had a better relationship with that friend. So that's who they purchase from now instead of me. Okay, so it's 1 week after the order is delivered, then 1 month after the order is delivered, then 3 months after the order is delivered, and then it'll message, like it'll be a 1 month refollow up, so months 4, 5, and 6. And after you hit 6 months from the past order, then I do every 3 months after that. I could probably, Teresa, we figure out, I have a little sticker. I can put this sticker up so that way you can, this is what I put on the back of the order forms. So then I just change the dates and do a little checkbox. And so, yeah, so that's how I do it. I don't use a texting program. I tried it. It didn't work for me. It seemed to piss off my customers. So I go, because my phone can do, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of phones you can schedule text messages. And so I pull up the order form, I type in their number, I'll copy, because I'll save whatever my text is for that week, and I'll just copy it from my clipboard. And normally I set those up at like 7:15, 7:30 in the morning, but I always make them go out between 10 and 5, because to me, people are not going to be, it's like you're not waking up, you don't know what school things or work things. So it's like, that's to me is the working time, not family time. So I'll send them all out separate text messages. I found I get a lot better results from that. Plus all my marketing that's been going out for 14 years has my personal cell phone number on it. So when I tried to switch, everyone was then confused on who was texting them. So it found it worked way better just keeping one number, keep it simple. Plus then I don't have to pay for it. I can spend money on stamps instead.
Holly, have you been able to convert any of your mailing list customers into Scentsy Club with your communications?
Yes, I average about $700 a month in Scentsy Club PRV. I think my biggest month was last month with over 1,000. So I have about 35 subscriptions. Now my Scentsy Club people kind of get the same mail as everyone else for monthly, but normally when it comes catalog transition time, because if they've had a Scentsy Club, so when we switched over to the catalog in March and I was sending out mail in February, I go, anyone who had had a club run since September 1st, they got an extra, their packet was bigger. So instead of an envelope, they got one of those Scentsy bubble envelopes that had in it a full-size catalog, and they got like 3 or 4 samples. So they got extra beyond everyone else. And normally those club people look forward to wintertime when we have like brick promotions, because then they will get samples of all the bricks where everyone else might just get a scent description. So I'll still spoil club people, but they just get it when I don't have to worry about it melting. So that's how I spoil those guys. And then I have had people where they've joined my team because we've had that good conversation. And so then I'll just take them off the mailing list, and then I teach them how to keep doing it for their customers if they want it. Because I remember when I started sending out mail back in 2017, I was sending like 30 packages, and it was it was a postcard at that time. And that's when we had the old, some people you remember, it was the old, almost like a half sheet warmer of the month flyer, and it was double-sided. And so you'd fold that up, and those are the ones that got sent. And now I average between 120 and 200, depending on the month of mail that goes out. But I figure so you think I spend stamps on average. So I spend about $150 plus a month on postage. But when it helps bring in between 4,000 to 6,000 PRV a month, it's kind of like it offsets it. So that's why I keep doing the mail. And like I said, I budget that as my biggest expense every month is postage. I'll say, Bridget, for those of you who want to see my binder, I've actually done a training and I put it on YouTube about my binder. So I can figure out a way to send you all the link to that training so that way you can, because I think I've spoke on it at World Tour too, so you can go in depth for how the binder is to keep it easy for y'all. So, but yes, I love doing mail. I love spoiling my customers. So I can figure out how to share everything. I'm sure there's a way we can add all the links for where I get all my supplies so everyone can have links and pictures of everything. And then I'll figure out how to do all that. I am not the tech savvy person, hence the reason I do a binder system and paper snail mail because it just works easier for me. But if you guys ever have questions, I love mail and I'm always happy to help figure that out. And I hope Teresa's okay because she ran away. So does anyone else have any questions or are we? Yes, Tracy. And if you need, I do, let me know. I love doing it, Tracy. I'm always happy to help. Kim, for videos on promoting, sharing bricks, subscriptions, joining. Honestly, this is what I do is I go look, I find everything in the news tab, and then I just take it off. Oh, Kim, girl, we are all here to support you. It does not matter. My upline and I, Emily, is a sweetheart. Her and I figured it out as we went 14 years ago. So we will figure it out. So a lot of us, I think, just wing it. You find what works. Or if you see someone sharing something on Facebook and you're like, oh, I like that idea. 9 times out of 10, they will help you. Like I know Cass Salidas is amazing at this. She is always sharing ideas for how to work our business. And I'll just take her idea and I look at it and I tweak it a little bit and make it mine. Just because there's so many people out there sharing ideas and if you ever see someone post, the biggest thing though is you copy it, paste it, tweak like 5 or 6 words and make it sound like you and then repost it. Like everyone is so willing to share their ideas to make it so that we all can be successful. So, yay, Wendy, work on your mailing. So there is, and I would say, yeah, if you need ideas or videos, look on YouTube. I'm sure you can find some Scentsy ones on YouTube. And then, like I said, if you follow different Scentsy people, they're going to post ideas and it's awesome. So if no one else has any questions, then my challenge for all of you is to go send out 5 Happy Mail packets. Find 5 of your favorite customers and send out 5 Happy Mail packets today just to brighten their day. Because do not try to reinvent the wheel and go, well, I need to go back as far as I can. If you want to start doing Happy Mail, what I would say is get your stuff set up. And on July 1st, start tracking everyone who purchased in July. And at the end of July, send people out to everyone who purchased in July. Then start in August, and in August, then send people out who purchased in July and August. Trying to go back 3-4 months now is going to stress you out and you're not going to. So just start with July because now you have a whole month to get all your supplies to send mail out to more people at the end of July. But if you look around your office, you probably, if you got your Warmer of the Month kit, you could send out five things of Warmer of the Month. If you had a bar that you tried, say clothesline, that you didn't like, you can make up a couple samples of that and send it out to 5 people. Maybe send it out to the last 5 people who ordered or 5 people you think would love it. Like, I personally do not send samples out to people who ask for random samples. You have to make a purchase to get samples from me for the most part. So that is how I work that. So I hope you all have a sensational day. And if you need more ideas, just let me know, and I'm always happy to help, and I can't wait to see how much your guys' PRV increases. Just think, you start it now, it'll be that much better by the time we're earning for the incentive trip starting in August. So I hope y'all have a sensational day, and I will catch you all later.